Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Deepthi, and it's a pleasure to have with me a very dear student, Dr. Lakshmi Sriram. Heartiest congratulations, Lakshmi, on securing rank 42 in INI CT July 2021 session. It's a wonderful performance, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think Lakshmi, after the number of delays that we have seen, I really want to ask you, what is the first emotion the rank evokes in you?
Yeah, I'm relieved uh, and happy as well.
Yes, that's true. It's been a really long time that you've been preparing for the exams and multiple delays, and I think definitely relieved and happy is the best description for it. So Lakshmi, you've done really, really well. You've secured a double-digit rank and a rank 42 in the prestigious exam. And people would be really wanting to know what your strategy is or has been to get into the top-notch ranks. And Lakshmi is a NAIMS Delhi student, and she has been a foundation student with us right from her third year. So Lakshmi, maybe initially to begin with, you can tell us how your journey has been when you started as a student in the undergraduate in the third year to prepare, and now that you're finally there, how do you think your journey has evolved?
Um, well, I started. I joined DAM's foundation course when I was starting my sixth semester.
Hmm.
So during that time, the amount of seriousness regarding giving an entrance exam and joining a PG course, it's not that high. But at the same time, it's I think the ideal time to start, because then we can have. We go on understanding as we attend the classes, and we have a solid set of notes to which we can add on to as we study further, be it for our professional exams or for the final entrance exam. So it is always it helps you form your core notes, your foundation rather, like
Yes,
this.
I think that's very nicely put, Lakshmi, also because, with the kind of stress you have during internship, I mean, this year was exceptional that there was a delay and you got more time. And for some, it was not such a boon because there were circumstances which were very pressing for students. But other than that, in your internship, when you immediately after that have to give an exam, if you don't have your own set of notes, it becomes quite difficult to sort of go through entire everything in a short period of time. So starting early gives you this, as she said, your own little pace where you can do things step by step and you can have your own set of good notes and keep building things on it. Lakshmi, when did as a student, we would want to know when did you start practicing questions, and especially when you were in your internship, what was your strategy at that time, and then I will talk about your strategy in this delayed period as well.
Okay, so I didn't really prepare seriously during my for the November INICT. I
Right.
was more focusing on the internship per se, but not on the exam. So
Hmm.
for me, the MCQ practice and the exam oriented preparation started in January.
Okay.
So at that time, I had started with the goal of finishing it in 4 months because the exam was supposed to be in May.
Right.
So the goal was to keep revising your notes and the subjects while solving questions so that you can
Okay.
maybe cover at least 2 to 3 rounds of revision while also getting a hang of how to solve MCQs
Yes.
within that time. So.
Right. And Lakshmi, I really want to know that, while you were in this delayed period, how did you cope up with this? I'm sure it must have been really stressful because it was like that for everyone. So tell me what exactly, you thought about it when you first got the news for the delay, and how did you sort of plan things in this time?
Well, initially, when the news of the delay, it happened 2 or 3 times with our batch, but
Yes.
every time that it comes, it is initially a small disappointment, but you can take it positively and use it as extra time so you can get another round of revision done. Maybe you can give a few more tests on how you will manage the time and all that. So I mean, it can be taken either way. So it's always good to take it positively and just take it as extra time given to you and use it to your advantage.
I think that's very well put because we must use the opportunity given to us, no matter how testing the times are. You can just keep adding a little and improve yourself. So Lakshmi, something that I would really want to ask is, are you a per se notes person or are you an MCQ person? And how did you sort of strike a balance between the two? How frequently were you giving the grand tests, right? Or how frequently were you giving the testing discussions? That is something we would want as juniors to know. I mean, how to strike a balance, because that's where a lot of people sort of have a mismatch.
Well, for me, the grant is mainly where kind of means to, uh, train the brain to be active for 3 hours to maintain that optimum efficiency for 3 hours. So when the exam came closer, I used to give it at a higher frequency, maybe
Okay.
twice a week or so. But before that,
Okay.
when I'm just doing my first round of revision or second round of
Hmm.
revision, maybe one or two in a month. That's how I
Okay,
used to
that's
go about it.
yes. I think that's very aptly put. So you should always use grant test to find out your own weak areas, right? To do an analysis and then to work on it, and that's what she was using it for. And eventually she started giving them at a faster pace when she was close to the exam. Lakshmi, can you tell us that how did you do the analysis part for the tests, right? So we always say do a strength weakness analysis, work on your weak zones. So what was your strategy? Maybe you could guide people on how to do the analysis of the grand test paper or the TNDs that you are attending.
Well, it is important one to look at the questions that you did wrong, but it is
Hmm.
equally important to take out some time to see the questions that you did right, because there is always the possibility that at that moment some of the questions you eliminate out of two options. You can eliminate two options and then you have to choose from the other two, and then
Right.
sometimes you're not really sure, but you get the answer right.
Hmm.
Now, if you don't review that question, there's a good chance that if the same question comes to you again, you might choose the other option. So, while you
Yes,
initially take out time to review the wrong questions, it's always important to go back and do maybe a subject wise review and look at the
that's
right ones as well.
yes, so that's perfectly put. And let's talk about something that you would want to tell the students specifically for who are aiming for INICT, let's say November exam or next year exam. Keeping this particular exam in mind, what was special changes that you did to your strategy? Maybe close to the exam or a month before the exam.
Well, there is one thing that, given the current COVID pandemic and that all learning has become online, there is this huge fear of missing out because of the number of resources that are available, the number of free
True.
resources, and the number of paid resources. So, it is always important to trust your resources, trust your notes, stick to your notes. If you come across updates, it's always important to add it on and have that one set of consolidated notes that you can always keep going back to and revising. And it's okay, there's a lot of information out there, it's not possible to do everything. So so it's always important to know what you want and seek out what you want and accordingly just revise your set of notes.
I think this is the most apt advice in the current times when there is so much of plethora of things around at the click of a button, whether it is YouTube or whether it is Google. I mean, this is something that really is a very wise piece of advice that instead of trying to just be a collector, be thorough with what you have. And most of the things would, come out from it because you have to restrict yourself. You have to remember that you're not doing an MD in 19 subjects. What your goal is to do well as a part of a competitive exam, and then target things like that, so that you can do multiple revisions. Do you agree on that, Beta? That number of revisions is more important than just the huge amount of stuff people collect these days.
Definitely, ma'am. And if we do come across new stuff, it is important to add them on to the same notes and then keep
Yeah.
revising those notes.
Yes. So, have one concise notebook which you can go through over and over again, and whatever you need to put, she says, put it at one place so that you don't have to search things in the end as well. Okay, Lakshmi, beta, this year INICT was a little different from the previous exams. There were images which were only spotters. There was no clinical, history with them. There were a couple, or I would say more than expected, one-liners as well. So, keeping this paper in mind and also the previous year papers, any special advice that you want to give on, subject-wise distribution, or what specially one should look out for the INICT exams?
Um, it is true that this year there were a lot of direct questions rather than clinical vignettes, which was not expected. But
Yeah,
I think we should not rather set too much store by what the pattern of the exam is going to be, because just the pattern alone is not going to make a big difference on how much you score, how thorough you are with the preparation itself. I mean, if you take a certain topic and you have covered it from all angles and you keep revising, uh, it can be a bit challenging when the pattern is unexpected and I mean, it happens all of a sudden and you've been practicing something else, but somehow
yeah.
it's not a major factor, is what I feel. That the pattern alone won't make that much of a difference.
I completely agree with you. I think if your preparation is thorough, it doesn't matter whether the question is asked as a one liner, or is it asked as an image, or it's asked as a clinical vignette, right? I think this is something which you all should hear. Never worry about what the pattern is going to be. Worry about your thoroughness of a topic which has highest probability of being asked. And as she said, cover it from all angles. And once you know that, it pretty much is not going to make a lot of difference. Yes, a little mindset on the first go, it does affect you, but other than that, when you start doing questions, I think you get into the rhythm and you get involved with the paper itself. Okay, what was your approach, Lakshmi, in the paper? Were you quite aggressive? How many questions did you attempt? And do you have a rough estimate on what is the number of correct questions you could have reached?
I attempted 194 questions,
Okay.
and for me, the paper initially was I mean, I had a sort of a rough patch in the initial 50 questions. So,
Okay.
but then after that, it was a bit smooth. So I mean, it's not about. I think I would rather go for attempting more questions, at least maybe 185, or at least 190, maybe,
Yes.
because we have a plus one minus one by three, and so
That's right.
it's okay. So to some extent, it's always better to attempt more than to leave more. And as far as the number of correct, I can't be very sure about that. Um, Probably
Okay.
around 150 correct. I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, fair enough. We just want to have a rough idea because this is something that students seek out for. That what should be their target to be in the top ranks, and what is the gap between a topper and their performance, and how to bridge that gap. So it was purely for that purpose. If we can get a rough estimate, so this is great. And Lakshmi, I would really want to ask you when it comes to preparation close to the exam. Let's say a week before or 10 days before, that's the most vital time. So what would be your advice for someone who is preparing for central institutes or INICT exam as to what they could do in the last 1 week to 10 days?
So maybe just before the last 1 week to 10 days, it's always a good idea to do previous year questions. So I mean, even if there are not direct repeats from those questions, a lot of topics get repeated in INICT every year. So once you have an idea of what are the topics you need to revise, and then in those last 10 days, at least do those topics thoroughly from whatever your resources are. Just cover those topics, and that itself should be a uh, should give you a good level of confidence to be going into the exam.
Yes, and I think I'm just going to add one thing, and let's then ask Lakshmi if she agrees onto that, because I we get a lot of queries on, ma'am, should I start with previous year papers right at the beginning of the preparation, let's say 7 8 months, and then should I focus on those topics only for INI-CT? So seeing the change and being very closely associated with the exams, my advice usually is don't do that in the beginning, because then you restrict your work a lot. And these days, exams do tend to be unpredictable. They're integrating things, they're asking things from every nook and corner. So I think her idea of doing the papers a week before the exam is much, much better, rather than completely relying on that as a resource for your preparation. Lakshmi, what do you want to talk about that, Vache?
I agree with you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because earlier we used to say that INI-CT will ask very specific topics, but over past 2 3 years we have seen they are changing. Even the subject
True.
distribution is changing. They are not really restricting themselves. So don't do that, because I think you must be very very thorough with all 19 subjects. They do tend to be unpredictable. Sometimes some subjects may be asked a little more, sometimes a little less. So don't restrict your preparation. Do a wholesome preparation at the beginning of the year. And as you go close to the exam, try and be more selective. I think that's what she has done as well. Right. And Lakshmi, I really want to ask you, NEET exam is around the corner, and it's a big opportunity as well. So you might not be giving the exam, but I really want to ask, if Lakshmi was to appear for the NEET exam, and there are about 45 days to go now, what do you think would be your strategy now, so that other students can maybe imbibe the same and use it and get a good rank?
Well, the strategy would, I mean, there is roughly about a month, a bit more than a month maybe,
Yeah.
because it's always good to not count the last 10 days where you're going to do your
Uh-huh.
final round of revisions. So, in that 1 month,
Uh, I think she's probably lost the internet connection, but we are soon expected to have her back. And till that time, I'll just summarize her strategy. So she has been a 3 year student. She says that starting early and making a good set of notes as your base was something that really helped her. She would add extra things in the same notebook so that she has a concised, material towards the end. She was primarily a person who was repeatedly revising her notes. As I said, throughout the journey, she has been trying to read the subject in the entirety. But yes, she said close to the exam she went a little selective, and that's where she was using the previous year papers. The second thing which I really find is very useful in this, and I think we always keep telling students this, is a strength weakness analysis. So for her, she has not just gone back to the questions that she did wrong. She says she loves to go back and also see the questions where she's probably could rule out two, but in the other two, she just made a choice and it turned out to be right. So she says she goes back and sees those topics as well from the notes to be more thorough in it. And that's precisely what she has been doing time and again. And managing the stressful period of COVID, multiple delays. Yes, and broadly, I think there are three limbs to preparing for an exam, right? The first limb has to be your content. You have to be very very thorough with the content, not just sort of a rote learning, but you have to understand the concept and application part. The second limb is practicing questions, because eventually the exam is in that format, for which you should do both the things, topic wise questions as well as towards the end to a test format of the questions. And the third thing, which is very vital for preparation, is revision. So these are the three limbs, and they have to come in this order only. So the first thing you work upon is your content, then you manage your MCQ skill, and eventually you have to plan revision. I've taken a lot of interviews in these last 2 days, and what I really want to stress upon is that most of these high rank holders, are relying on their notes when it comes to revision close to the exam. Yes, and they've been practicing questions with it on in a timely manner, but towards the end, selective revision, multiple revision, quick revisions is actually the key to do well, right? So let's just see if we're able to get her back. So I think Lakshmi has joined back. I think it was a poor internet
Network.
connection. So Lakshmi, what I
Yes.
did was when you went off the screen, I just summarized your journey and highlighted the key points that you have utilized. And now, Lakshmi, I would want to ask you, Beta, what branch do you want to pursue?
I want to take up surgery.
Surgery.
Hello.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. And I'm sure you will do really, really well. And you would super specialize as well. And hope to see you again back in an interview when you talk for your super specializations. And towards the end, Lakshmi, is there any piece of advice or something that you feel is very vital in the preparatory phase that you would want to share with all the listeners?
Um, well, the most important thing is to keep going with a positive attitude, that believing in
Right.
yourself that you can do it, and not keeping much store with the scores that you may get in mock tests or the ranks that you may get. It's always important to keep competing with yourself and keeping on trying to improve upon what you have been doing, and not giving up. It's basically
I
that's
think
it.
that's great. Yes. So not giving up and detachment from the ranks initially is the key, and that's a great piece of advice, Lakshmi. It was a pleasure to have you for the interview today, and we wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors. So best
Thank
wishes.
you